Welcome, everyone, to San Antonio by Night Aftermath, Season 3, Episode 2. A lot happened last time with our Iconoclasts, as they did quite a number of things that they had been meaning to catch up on. One of which being the follow up on what was happening with the young La Sombra named Jude Walker, a upstart who's caused a bit of a ruckus in their own neighborhood, and out of some sense of spite or something else, took it out on some of the neighbors in their little domain. Thankfully, Charles wasn't terribly hurt, and the well, we'll have to see what happens to Noah after Maria's left star slap patched. Not bleeding out anyway. To see if that coaxes Jude out at all. But we start with everyone having gathered together at the Ramirez house, where the sort of impromptu shelter for the local homeless has been, making itself very adequately. And so, Faust, Brian, and Noel, having already been there, and Maria and Ray driving up in Maria's truck with a semi-conscious young man in tow. The five of you are together with this human. Plans are set in motion. You haven't received any concrete evidence that Jude is anywhere in the vicinity, nor have you received any phone calls from him. But you wait. In the meantime, are there any conversations that happen amongst the Iconoclasts as they're waiting for the Sombra friend, as it were?
Who the hell is this?
The fruits of the lead's labor. Faust, shall I explain it? Or do you want to?
I believe you're the best to provide information for the rest of us.
Wonderful. So, this here is Noah Walker. Brotherly relation to our dear friend Jude.
Okay. What's he doing here?
Simply, bait. And assurance.
Assurance of what?
That we get our mark. We can't necessarily trust that Mr. Walker will be performing within our best interests, so we have to give him a reason to. I don't want to have a reason to remove him from the board just yet, because we need something else. We need the one who made him. That said,
An angel.
Bingo.
Noah, was it?
What?
How old are you?
I'm 17.
Understood. Good. We can start a bank account and share your interests later in the future. Don't worry too much about this. Just know you won't remember any of it.
What are you talking about?
Faust goes ahead, pulls out his phone. He messages Miss Voss and lets her know that he's going to be visiting Bastion Banking tomorrow at around 10 p.m. He's going to be wanting to speak with Mr. Wolford then. If he can find time tomorrow.
I'll set it up with his appointments.
Thus it is. For ST reference, Faust's general plan is if Mr. Wolford won't be able to erase Noah's mind after all of this, in the best case scenario, then hopefully find someone who can. He's already spoken to Ray about the worst case scenario.
Noah just kind of like rubs the back of his head a little bit. Who are you people?
Faust, I'm gonna use Mesmerize really fast.
Okay. What do you command him to do?
Shut up and say it. Shut up until I say pumpernickel, basically. Pumpernickel. All right. Oh, it didn't click. It didn't click. 4-2Y.
He's not particularly prepared for dominate powers, so he
there we
doesn't
go.
have a resistance. There you go. That's a rouse check.
All right. So he's gonna basically be shut up, not speak until I say pumpernickel.
And it's like his eyes glaze over and he's as stiff as a board. Maybe like some of you when you stop moving.
There we go. We don't have to worry too much about revealing anything to him now. He's out cold.
Lights on and nobody home. Right.
You got it.
In that case... Hmm. I suppose next thing we do is we wait. Maria, in following up on this lead, is there anything else that you found?
Like what?
Anything of interest?
Had a dancer that was with him. You remember her, don't you, Had? Well, right now, imagine she's got a choice right now between running for medical attention or getting over to Jude. We're about to end up finding out just on how well their loyalties lie in that regard. Can't imagine what Jude's going to do if they choose getting medical attention first. I think he'll be absolutely irate knowing that his little brother is, well, I'm sorry to end up saying, but up a paddle without, or up a creek without a paddle. And more time goes on, I can only imagine what's going through his mind right now. I'm sure it puts a smile on Brian's face. After all, she kind of pats him on the shoulder. Everything you want is coming right for you. Hand delivered. How nice is that?
Ray's just kind of leaning up against the wall with her arms folded, just kind of watching everything. Keeping an eye out to see if she can see Jude.
I have a more permanent solution. And can make sure you don't go off nowhere.
Brian will make his way upstairs to find a lookout spot.
I suppose.
Got plenty of room in the basement.
But I suppose there is a particular place that I need to be. That's when he's gonna pull out the vial from his coat, the one with the spider in it. There are small holes to allow it to breathe, so it's not dead. He's gonna uncork the vial, and with his thumb, crush the spider. He's then going to nick his finger, fill the vial with blood, stop it, shake it, say an incantation over it, unstop it, skull it. I'm using a ritual.
Spider climb.
I'm using clinging of the insect.
Yep.
And that is an intelligence blood sorcery.
Yes, I believe the difficulty is 3.
2.
2.
1 plus ritual level.
1 plus ritual. Okay.
Yeah. I'll use the roll for extinguish vitae for this because it's the same.
The same roll. Okay.
It's the same roll. It's intelligence blood sorcery.
Okay. And it does require a rouse, so don't forget to do that after that.
Yep. No, I won't forget. Hello. Hello. Intelligence sorcery. No.
Well, 20's been a real clunky
One moment while I make it bend to my will.
Have
Nope.
I
Double
saw,
die.
I saw that the API was turned on again. If you just go up to the top and turn that back off.
Oh,
The
because the API
API
broke. Okay.
The API broke, yeah, which means you'll actually have to go into the sandbox and reset it if you want API roles again to work.
Yeah, I'm gonna go do that right now.
Don't do it now, because that will it requires the resetting of like everything. So I'd do it after stream, because then I can guide you through it and make sure you don't break anything, so that it works. Because it can be a little finicky.
Okay. Would everyone have to
When
back out in order for it to reset?
yes,
Okay.
the game has to be empty. But that is a win. So I've got
Okay.
it for the scene. And you'd see that Noel, after sculling it, he kind of stretches a little. And then you see him 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you see his feet. And he's climbing the wall. Like, stuck to the wall, climbing the wall.
Like Spider-Man, Faust.
Like Spider-Man.
You know, I was expecting you to have a lot more spandex for tricks like that.
No. But, and you see that he climbs up onto the ceiling now and stays there. Kind of flipping himself over so he can look down. Because you could be posed anywhere so long as you've got full contact.
Yep. All
From
four.
all 4 points of contact.
Yep.
And he's going to activate Silence of Death. And stay up there until such time as our good friend arrives.
Please don't drop on me.
I won't drop on you.
Good.
I've been wanting to use this power for so long.
Before too long, Faust, you get a call on your phone. It's from the number you tried to dial for Jude.
I pick up. Hello. Glad you got my message.
Yeah, I did.
So then, Mr. Walker. You've received a special invite to our domain.
You think I'm stupid enough to come see you?
No. That's why we had to find a good reason for you to come. Tell me, does the name Noah mean anything to you?
No. Why?
Oh. Well, that's a shame. Since it doesn't, looks like I'm just going to have to dispose of this individual. No use for them. I really was hoping I could have a meeting with you tonight.
You think I'm an idiot? I'm not going anywhere near your fucking domain with the 5 of you there.
Even at the expense of Noah.
Look, you want a meeting? Fine. Just me and you, nobody else.
Apparently I have to play it this way. Faust is gonna go ahead. Look to Noah. Pumpernickel.
What?
Mr. Walker, if you would. He puts the phone up to Noah.
Who? What?
Ray, give him a squeeze.
Oh, fuck. Noah? Jude? It's gonna be okay, bud.
Twitch. I bring back the phone. To my understanding, family is important. Last time I checked, at least for most. Really would be a shame if something were to happen to your dear brother.
You wouldn't.
You have 3 hours. That's until the sun rises. If we don't see you tonight, we will.
What do you want?
Negotiation.
For what?
It's not something to discuss. Electronically, at least. You should make time and come find out. Don't worry. It won't have to escalate until we are forced to escalate it. Realistically, Mr. Walker, what it comes down to is that everything here is by your decision. You can come and talk with us peacefully. Retrieve your brother.
Oh. You want to talk? No one else.
Understood. I provided you the address. Time is
No.
limited.
No, I'm not going to the church.
It's not at a church.
Where then?
Ramirez household.
I know what you're doing at the Ramirez household. Do you think I'm an idiot?
Unfortunately, it's the only current area where we can speak privately.
You've done plenty of speaking at the park. Let's go there.
No. And he hangs up. I have given Jude a choice. They all either follow my directions, as I have said them, or they are not seeing their brother ever again.
And that is the choice that Jude Walker faces.
Mm-hmm. So with that,
3 hours.
he's got 3 hours. So with that, Faust waits. Make sure the rest of the group knows. Quietly. And he turns back to Noah. I'm gonna mesmerize him again.
Make a rouse.
Boink.
Lucky.
Same.
Lucky.
If it's so lucky. Same thing. Doesn't, but more specifically, doesn't talk, doesn't move, doesn't do anything until I say pumpernickel.
I should be making my rouse for the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just to make sure I remember to do it.
So,
After about
Underheated.
After about an hour, Ray looks like she's a little bit impatient. But you get another call on the phone.
What is the number?
It's the same number.
All right, picks it up.
I'm outside, douchebag.
Wonderful. And Faust will go out to greet him.
Do any of you follow?
Brian's still upstairs, watching out.
So we can observe this.
Brian, make me a resolve awareness +1 for Ray's assistance.
So, plus 1. Ooh, 1, 2. That is 4 successes.
Alright. You spot him, alright. Those dark shadows in the alleyway across the street. You've seen that signature before. And Faust, you walk outside the front door.
I do indeed. I remain at the front door, holding my arms. Well, Mr. Walker, glad you could finally make it.
Yeah?
So let's get a couple things straight. For starters, well, understand that everything that will transpire tonight is a direct result of your actions. From here on out, you're going to have to swear fealty to the Iconoclasts. This is a result of a life boon you owe our dear friend Brian.
I don't know anybody's shit.
But you do. Because if it wasn't for him, you would be dust by now.
Oh, really?
You would.
When did he directly save my life?
When he gave me a reason to spare you. Now,
When was this? I don't remember.
you don't really have a position to be trying to bargain or smack talk me. Not with your brother inside. Not with us knowing where Star is. Not with you. Here. Now. Everything about you and everything you love is under direct persecution and line of our punishment. That is the position you're in, Mr. Walker. I don't have to be nice with you. I'm giving you a courtesy with it. So you have a few tasks to perform for us. And if you don't perform these tasks, do exactly as you're told. Do so within the time period that you are allotted. Then Noah will pay the price. You are to retrieve Angel within the next 24 hours and bring her to the underpass location specified. I will text you where this location is. If I do not see Angel right next to you when we arrive, then Noah will be paying the boon for you. You must also provide your dear savior with a food source from this point forward, either in offering yourself or providing another. And once those two tasks are completed, then I will discuss with my coterie the nature of your fate. But should you fall, fail, or misbehave, then your brother's life is forfeit. Star's life is forfeit. And Mr. Stoneford will oblige dealing with you personally. Do you understand?
Spoken like a true Ventro. Making demands.
Because I'm the only one who knows how to make them. Properly take control where it needs to be done. Over proliferators like you.
Seems like any way I look at it, it's a lose-lose for me.
It can be a win.
Huh.
You don't die. Neither do your people. Isn't that ideal? We're not so much after you, Jude. You're just a barrier.
Everything is fleeting anyway.
You can make it worthwhile.
Don't get me wrong, I am this close. This close. To just... I want to rip your goddamn throat out, bootlicker. But I'm not going to, because I know your coterie. I know all of you hang out all together all at once, claiming loyalty to one another. And what's to stop you from actually turning me to ash after you're fucking done with me, huh? You don't have any honor.
Because you might be able to be useful. Again, that depends on Brian.
Fuck Brian.
You've been given your instructions, Jude.
Do what you want. I've made my peace. And he starts to walk away.
24 hours. Faust is thinking in his head. It's vexing. This fucking twerp could just come in on the domain, pull things apart like everything we've built is some kind of weed. Not so smug. Like he doesn't owe us a damn thing.
Does he owe you anything, Faust? It's probably a rather weak argument. And if he truly doesn't remember, you can't prove it to him.
I don't need to prove shit to him. We have his people. We have his brother. We know where to find the other girl, this dancer. I don't have to prove anything. because I know kindred.
But do you know Shalamites?
Suppose that's what we'll find out. How strong is Jude Walker's convictions? How far will he go to protect what he loves? If he loves anything at all. I mean, after all, worst case scenario. I'm sure the barony will take up the job. I just wanted to handle it myself. Faust goes back inside and announces, "He has 24 hours. He looks to Ray. If he doesn't do what he's told, meet us at the location where we slayed Veronica."
Yeah.
And frankly, we'll have no other choice.
Noel hops down from the roof. He pinches the bridge of his nose. You let him go, didn't you?
How is he gonna find Angel?
You really think he's gonna turn his back on his sire?
He's Charlemagne. So yeah, you may just.
It's not exclusive to Charlemagne. If you hate someone enough, if you hate any kindred enough, they can all be enemies. Including Sire.
I mean, does he hate his sire?
Not from what I saw.
Seems to hate you more, Faust.
He's gonna
Well,
make you kill. He's going to make you kill Noah just to spite you. To make you have that blood on your hands.
Well, yes, I can figure this is a win-win, as far as I'm concerned.
My thoughts as well.
I mean, to say he just blows off the whole bit that Faust ended up off. Well, now at the very least, a few of us aren't going to be going hungry anytime soon, and we can always add to it all. So, besides, I'm starting to like the basement of the church. Means that we can end up here having a little bit of a. I think you'll appreciate this one. Yeah, no, a workshop of sorts, like a vampire workshop.
Vampire workshop.
Oh yeah, bring his books on down. Me having my little sculptures, and I've no doubt that Faust here can run a course on it. I don't know, could be fun. More accurately, though, it's a place where we can end up studying without having to worry about the outside world looking in. And I think a little keepsake from this little moment, if only as a reminder, I place my hand on the young man's head. I think that that'll work out just fine. Think of all the things I do with you.
Well, my fridge could always use more stock.
The worst case scenario. So, as I can figure, it's a win-win. And if he decides to end up making a ruckus of it and get particularly loud, well, then I think that we can all agree it's for the betterment of all that he is removed from the board. After all, we tried to end up being civil, invite him into our home. Then he ended up betraying that trust. Then it ended up turning into escalation. Then he ended up here deciding to poach on our turf. And it just kept escalating from there. I mean, we've tried to do everything from kindness to being reasonable to being forceful. At that point, if there's no reining him in, and at least getting him to play ball, especially in Jameson's domain, I mean, think about that. I think things will go real south for him real quick. I think,
Then, sorry, go ahead.
by all means, Noel, speak your mind.
Then, if that's the case, we need floodlights and I need to beat up.
Have no worries, though. I believe I roused him just enough.
After making sure that Jude is truly gone from their domain, he'll make his way back downstairs.
If everything goes accordingly. Faust looks to Brian. You'll have your opportunity to speak with him.
Is that
if
what
everything goes accordingly.
all of this is about? Just to get Jude and Brian to talk to each other?
No. It's more than that.
Mr. Stoneford, define the term nemesis.
Gladly. Nemesis. Noun. Synonyms include archenemy. A being who diametrically opposes another being, and as such are adversaries. Normally includes the swearing of a vendetta against such a person.
In this case, your own. Correct?
Quite so.
Also retributive justice.
That said, looks like the rest of the night. We have a few hours to spare. Maria, actually I have a conversation to have with you. You were speaking about the church. If I might, I believe I have an idea that we can work with on that, if you're willing to participate.
Always looking to better the neighborhood.
Wonderful. And Faust will lead Maria to go talk to her. I guess also within the Ramirez house, just generally.
Brian will make his way back to the coterie house. He has something to pick up before he does anything else.
Which would leave Ray and Noel together unless they're going with Brian.
I've got a hunt. I think I know the way that I'm gonna do it too this week. Or at least for now.
You need some help.
No. Tonight is gonna be an easy beat.
Fine then. Guess I'm going back to the house.
Yeah, I'll meet you there.
Ray,
And
Yeah,
take the kid.
Alright. and she kind of picks Noah up, and kind of just like fireman carries him. Not that she has to walk very far.
Yep.
It's kind of impressive how strong she might be.
Once again, 24 hours. After that, he's yours.
Understood. And Noel is going to stalk off to go feed on the coterie herd. Because we have that.
You
Oh,
do.
yeah, huh.
You are at 3 hunger currently, correct?
Yes.
All right. And how much do you take from the coterie herd?
I'm going to take both dots from the herd.
All right.
To go, and I'll be back at hunger 1. And the resonance was chosen to be phlegmatic.
Yes.
Because it's how I got access to Auspex 1. Could you roll intensity for me, please? Or would you like me to?
On a 2 dot, it's a 50-50 if it's even there. So,
Is it?
it is. So high or low?
High climb high.
It's
Oh,
there.
it's present.
It is present. Let's do intensity.
Roll intensity.
It's pretty strong. Not clot worthy, but it's pretty strong.
That's intense or acute.
And it's acute.
That is a clot.
Well, then we roll. Let's roll a d6 for which clot?
Yep.
Number 3.
Number
Which would
3.
be.
Eating your emotions. Eat and digest food without becoming nauseous. Or seeking hunger, of course.
Yes. So now you have a temporary eat food merit.
And as Noel leaves the... Just to play this off. As Noel leaves the place where the coterie herd is at, because I forget exactly what the coterie herd is, he kind of stops. Is that beef? Do I taste beef?
You have a very strange urge to go pick up some McDonald's.
I have a craving for fast food. And do I want McDonald's or do I want to pick up a bucket of fried chicken? Time? Yeah, no, that probably shut. Well, McDonald's it is. And so I'm gonna go through the drive-thru and pick up some McDonald's on my way back to the coterie house.
And there is a McDonald's not too far down the street from your domain. You go and pick up an order of McDonald's, your favorite cheeseburger from when you were alive, big old stack of fries, and your favorite beverage.
I don't know. Does McDonald's over there? Does McDonald's over there do Dr. Pepper?
They do, yes.
Yeah, it probably would be a very large order because of the fact that the craving has not been there for so long and yet it's just hit him. So he's probably bought quite a bit of food.
Two double quarter pounder meals.
Yeah. And
Stacked high with bacon.
He's gonna drive back to the coterie house with it and enter the house.
Macca's.
Yeah, I had the strangest craving.
You picked up Macca's.
I don't know. I mean, push comes to shove, Noah's gonna need something to eat.
Well, if you ain't gonna finish all that.
Well, Let's see if this craving is actually any, meant anything. And he's gonna sit at the table. And he's gonna, take some fries and pop them into his mouth and eat them, and he kind of sits there, just agape for a moment as his eyes are wide and he's looking at the fries.
Ray just
Brian was
absolutely
also...
Ray just absolutely grabs one and sticks one in her mouth.
Brian would be at the coterie house too, right?
Yep.
Yeah, after picking up a couple steaks, hiding them in various parts of clothing, smelling the food, Brian will make his way into the kitchen and steal a couple fries.
And he's kind of looking at this. I taste this. Like, it doesn't taste like ash. I taste this.
That's not normal for you?
No.
Weird.
Wait, could you guys taste stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think I was
Why
faking
do you
it?
think we eat?
Think I was faking it when I was going to the bar and actually, downing a drink?
I thought you were just using the what's the technique of
The blush thing.
Blush. I thought you were just blushing and
No.
powering through it.
Why do you think I ate with Nicole when she was cooking?
And I like whiskey.
He kind of just he's looking between the two. He's like, hold on. He pulls out a notepad and pen and writes down, Ray and Brian can eat food apparently, question mark, questions for later, underline. He then proceeds to put the thing back in his pocket, along with the pen. Normally I can't, so it must have been what I drank tonight.
Oh, weird.
Did I hit a clot? It didn't taste like it.
The fuck's a clot?
Blood thing. Super, intense resonance. I'll explain later.
Oh. I've had one of those before.
Yeah. Did I hit one? I don't know. It didn't taste like it, but I mean, it was really good. Really good. I am so mellow right now. But
That's
I
good.
have ever had.
he's gonna grab one of the double quarter pounders stacked high with cheese and bacon and take a massive bite out of it. He's like, oh my god, I taste this. I taste this for the first time in 5 years. I'm eating actual food and it tastes good. Noel kind of just calmly puts the burger back down.
Congratulations.
You two might want to get out of here. You do not want to see what comes next.
No, I do.
When you were
No, I
when
do.
when you were alive, was there a drink in particular you preferred?
Yeah, there's a bunch that I'm partial to. Look, I don't know how long that this is gonna last. So, yeah, I'm gonna.
Well, like what?
I didn't really drink a lot of alcohol per se, but I got me this Dr. Pepper, which and he takes a sip of his Dr. Pepper, and it tastes just like I remember.
Do we have any alcohol in the house?
We might have 1 or 2 beers left from the party.
Ugh, no, ugh. I never a beer drinker when I was alive. But
No, I was thinking more along the lines of
Excuse-
flaming Dr. Pepper.
excuse me while I take a rare moment of indulgence.
I'm not stopping you.
Well, you have fun.
Well, and he's gonna lay into the food like nobody's business, and it tastes good, and it digests too. In fact, that's actually the benefit to this clot is that eat food doesn't actually digest the food. You have to void it.
Yeah. So
This digests food.
it does eventually disappear into whatever ether is out there. And
Jude's gonna get hit in the face with a burger when he meets Oblivion.
in the meantime, though, Maria and Faust were going to have a conversation.
Faust runs Maria through the Ramirez household, starts going across what he plans to do, the vision of this shelter. Just a bit. Part of it is definitely to help us accrue more hurt, but I was also thinking of a position where you can take place in this, Maria. You see, I see an opportunity with your particular skill set. Not only are we able to generate blood, that you're able to generate blood, you're also able to shape it. I imagine so.
Haven't given it much thought, to be honest with you.
There are some kindred, much like myself, that have particular tastes, specialized needs. The Toreador are very much the same. They like beautiful things, lovely things. And I've seen what you've done with Nicole before. You made her lovely once, before you turned her rather gruesome. The idea with the homeless population, as we start to invite them, I want you to start taking 2 every month, consensually, that they would want to change their lives. Give them the option to. And then with that, you'll be able to start molding them and their faces more acceptable. Baron von Svenkau zu Altenburg is a Toreador of particular tastes. If we supply a certain demand of hers, of beautiful things, of lovely people, well, then she might be more rewarding to us.
Just to clarify something. Why do I care what this Toreador on the other side of the city thinks? We serve under James.
We do. But the purpose behind gaining favor with the other baronies is largely on basis of position and what they can do for us. It would be a favor to improve the nature of art. To have a barony's favor, regardless of it being Baron von Svenkau zu Altenburg, Baron Jameson, likewise. We can start to raise the position and status of ourselves within the city. The gist of it is, if we control the blood, we control the kindred.
Alright, now what do I get out of this? Because thus far you're talking a lot of, how will I put this politely? It's a lot of $3 words.
You get a constant flow.
I can
And
do that without him. In fact, your idea ain't far off from what I was already settling on. Though I'm a little hesitant to end up offering anything to a Baron who, well, yes, I can figure has been dumping not one but two of their problems on our lap, and one of them we are currently dealing with by the name of Jude, and only the other one at least ended up here offering up something when it came down to Brian, who just needed a little bit of guidance and molding and was able to come out of it with something. And even now, I still have my little bit of hesitation realizing what he is. Because, I don't know, it seems like everybody else is very accepting of it, and I'll end up granting you that particular dietary needs, if I'm using your vernacular properly, would give us a little bit of leeway in that regard. But I'm trying to understand exactly what I'm getting out of this. I can see how it might help you, so I'm not dismissing it right away, but it does end up making me wonder. Alright, I'm funneling them out, and you get to end up calling the shots, and it ends up turning into you being the builder of bridges. Faust, builder of bridges. I like that term. And then you get to end up saying, here's our offering. Get to be the face of it, and get all the status, whatever else it is that you're hunting. Fact of the matter is, though, that kind of thing has never appealed to me.
no. You prefer to stay on the down low, don't you?
Yeah. Just me, my little neighborhood. Let me pretend for a little bit that I'm still alive from time to time. You know, I don't think I've done that recently. Hell, I almost missed out on church last Sunday. Now,
Oh.
I'm desecrating one by building all manners of horrors that exist underneath its floorboards, Faust. I am here to end up building something greater. I have a vision, you see. It's blurry right now. It's not fully formed, but it's there. It's like I can reach out.
How far reaching do you see that vision?
Not particularly far. But, well, I think back to something about the way my clan operates. Things I've been mulling over, discussions with Veronica, and what I managed to read up from good old Stoker. I don't know. I think maybe the old man had it right. The kind of thing that I am not meant to do what you do, going out and grand galas and dancing the night away or sitting in a boardroom passing off the time. I'm a recluse. I like to stay away from it all. I like to just take my fill, hunt as I need, talk with the individuals I want, and figure out just how far this goes. According to Veronica, I'm somewhat of a prodigy when it comes down to it. The work's rough, but skill's undeniable, her words anyway. Right now, as you said, it's the only edge I got. It's the only reason I think I'm still around at this point. But that's
Precisely.
fine. So, what do I get in this little ring around. I'll gladly help you. I just want to know that it means something in the end.
The way I was raised, the way that we are brought up as Ventrus to see a long game. The short game of it, and the vision that I foresee for you, is you make your hidden location, the haunted church, monsters under the floorboards. Someone else will see how convenient and useful that is. Someone more powerful than us, by status, by position. Decide well enough that it should be theirs instead. If we have particular power over those who supposedly rule the city, if we have necessity over them, a leverage and edge in a long-term partnership, then it makes us far more untouchable to interlopers.
And then I'll be left alone.
You would be left alone to your church. And the only thing anyone would ever have to worry about, the only thing anyone will ever see, is that the Iconoclasts know how to get people. But they won't have to know you. And that can be yours.
Made a castle out of a church. I like that idea, Faust. I like it. I like it a lot. And while sometimes I end up wondering if you are lower than a belly of a snake going in a wagon rut, I have to admit, it's appealing. Really, it is. So what exactly do you need done from me? You need 2, right?
2 individuals a month.
And you said they need to be acquired to a particular taste of some sort. What exactly do you have in mind?
To make them beautiful.
Might be a little intensive. And I'm sure you wouldn't mind if I made sure the merchandise was of quality.
How it is done is up to you. If you're required to drink from them first, that is entirely acceptable.
Then
No
I
one-
believe you have reached an accord with me, Faust. Mr. Beerfoot.
I'm glad we can see eye to eye, Marie. Miss Higgs.
When this is done, I'll get to work. You just make sure it's worth my while.
I'll have it done.
Good. I look forward to it.
Faust nods. I suppose at this point we should probably see to getting Ned to the evening. Sun is soon to rise.
Yeah, something. I go and make. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna start getting ready to go to the truck. Go visit Nicole. Maybe, I don't know, food for the others that I end up having there. Though, to be fair, they're not really eating so much as Nicole's acting like a mama bird, pre-chewed and prepared as a soft meal. Not like they have the jaws to be able to actually talk and nothing. Mostly just sit there like a pair of eyes in a meat sack, ready to end up going at my earliest convenience. kind of a reminder of what I tried before. This will be good. My own castle.
It's no castle on a hill, but it'll do just fine. And with that, we are going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we are going to start a new night for our Iconoclasts. And see whether or not Jude Walker caves to Faust's demands, or if there is going to be a resistance. We'll be right back, everyone. Welcome back, everyone, to San Antonio by Night Aftermath. After discussing with Jude about what it is that the Iconoclasts expect of him in delivering his sire Angel to them, we start a new night. Jude had been given 24 hours to fulfill the request, and now, on this new night, our Iconoclasts wait. So I would like them all to make rouse checks for this evening. As the sun sets on the Alamo City, and you all wake with anticipation.
Oh, hey, the API's working.
Success.
Noel, you're a little hungrier.
I am now at 3 hunger.
Okay, the API is rebooted. So the API is working again, so you may turn the API back on.
Perfect.
That was a strength etiquette too, just that's a quick note as to the test roll I made.
Alright.
How hard can you bow? Do you kowtow so hard that your head cracks the pavement? Then you're not kowtowing hard enough.
When you're practicing your squat form.
Yes, Noel and Maria wake. The anticipation causing you to maybe get a little hungrier waking up this evening. Faust and Brian, a little less so. A little less agitated. Possibly for hunger reasons. But possibly agitated because there's still no word from Jude. He definitely looked like he understood you were serious about everything, but whether that's going to influence his decision tonight, time will tell. You've finished really going over the final details of the plan you have set in motion. Noah is still in the corner. His eyes a little sunken in from, you think, might be lack of sleep. He might have slept last night. He might not have. You're not entirely sure. But
Faust looks at him, still under the command, the mesmerism. He's thinking to himself that the exhaustion looks good. It's pleasant, having a sense of power or control over someone to the point that exude all their energy spent on me. But
does mesmerism last more than a scene? I'm not sure. I don't think it does. Now that I'm thinking about it, actually.
We can look it up.
Until the command is carried out, or the scene ends, whichever comes first.
Okay, so the end of the scene, which would have been before the break, it would have popped off. So he probably got some sleep.
Yeah.
But he's not going anywhere. Doesn't look like
No.
he's restrained.
Ray's been keeping an eye on him. It's not like he can go back home, school, whatever. He understands that if he goes smooth, his life at this point would be forfeit. I hate it, really. Tormenting a child like this, but frankly, it's what's necessary to get the job done. And ultimately, it falls on Mr. Walker. What Noah's fate will be. What will happen to him. If everything goes according to our plans, Mr. Walker will be acting accordingly. We'll do as we need. We'll finish our mission. And this kid, I'll just have everything in his memory changed. There are favors I can call for. The rite of succor remains relevant. Even if I'm not liked here. Noah won't have to remember anything, including Jude. Which for both their sakes would be ideal. And if things go wrong, well, I suppose that's just another grievance I'll have to live with. Exist with.
He's an innocent kid.
He is. Innocence has no place in our world. Not directly. Tangentially. It's always a matter of wrong place, wrong time. I hate this. But we have a job to do.
High or low?
I'm going high.
High is that Jude does exactly as you say. Low? Who knows? You wait. You wait until the 24-hour period is over. You wait even several hours past. It's 2 a.m. now. All of you have spent a lot of this time waiting, maybe doing some phone calls, maybe doing a little bit of personal endeavors in the household. Maybe catching up on some of your reading, catching up on some crafting, anything to pass the time. But it's mostly silent between all of you. No phones ring. No text sent. Nothing.
The time having reached its limit. I look to Ray.
Ray kind of looks at the clock, having absently kind of been working on something, maybe stitching something. She looks over to you when you catch her eye.
We have other business to get to. Mr. Walker's made his decision.
Noah's kind of looking around the room frantically.
Faust just looks.
What? Come on. You know, it doesn't need to be like this.
No, it certainly didn't have to. But decision was made.
Your brother signed your death warrant.
No. No. Jude wouldn't. He wouldn't do that.
He has.
He did.
Would you like to find out?
No, stay away from me.
Come here.
No, stay the fuck away from me.
One bit of reprieve. Why don't you call Jude and find out?
You took my phone, remember?
Brian will hand you his. Speed dial number 6.
And
Why don't you call Jude and find out?
I will note any other call, and you will die where you stand.
And Noah shakily takes the phone in his hand and does the speed dial number 6 like Brian instructed, and
Brian will step back.
pick up. Jude, please pick up. Jude, please pick up. And it goes to a voicemail. Goes to a, this number can no longer be reached.
He abandoned you.
No. He wouldn't do that. Not after all this time.
He's gone off the deep end.
He's caught up in something. It's that, you know, there's something else going on. He's tied up. He's working or something.
Meaning you weren't important enough.
No.
I grab him by the arm.
Get off of me. Get off of me.
Kid, you remember on how it went last time.
He's gonna try and squirm away. It's kind of fight or flight for him at this point.
Yeah. If I recall, he only has like 2 dice in his pool.
Yeah, he's not a particularly strong individual, but he's not a weakling either.
Well, let's see what he can do.
Nope. 0 successes.
I'll start taking him to the truck. Now, you might want to behave the next little bit.
Ray kind of runs up to go and meet you at the truck. Hey, I'll take care of this.
You take care of him and he's gone.
No, he ain't.
I take care of him and I look to Faust. And we might be able to end up making lemonade.
I have one last offer.
Awful.
Noah, you're involved with something well beyond your understanding. Stance.
Yeah,
You
you
brought-
all are fucking weird.
You have no idea.
Your sibling has abandoned you. But I won't deny that my conscience still
And that's supposed to make me feel better?
Nope.
You have an option. You can either die tonight, have a sweet and merciful death, or you can agree to a new life. You won't have to remember anything. You can serve a higher purpose than yourself.
Higher purpose than myself. What the fuck does that supposed to mean?
Means you end up having a do-over when you all in matter of fact you should just be found dead in a ditch.
I
All intents and purposes, so long as you're gone, we know where you went, you serve the same purpose. Which means you get a chance to keep breathing. Now, to be clear, it don't matter to me which way this ends up going. Because you are quite delicious, Noah. And I can smell the fear on you. You know, to things like us. That's like homemade barbecue sauce. That's what that is.
God.
Just adds the flavor in. And you're just marinating. Since you won't take him up on his offer, I suppose there's nothing to be said about it.
Wait.
We've waited. He ain't here.
I don't know what you want from me.
Maria. Faust. Hold on a moment.
Trucks is here wasting gas idling.
Just a second. I'm going to check something, and if I'm right, I think I may have a third offer on the table. And he's going to pull in a number and call Alia.
Good evening.
Alia.
How are you?
I find myself in a delicate position. Something that I'm not going to go in depth on. I find myself at an opportunity where I think it might be wise that I take someone under my wing in the most traditional of senses. before I make a decision of proposal, I thought I would ask your opinion. I will note that this one is damned beyond any recognition. The best that they could ever hope for is the abandonment of what it is that they are and the starting of something new. That is the best they can hope for.
And you believe that taking this one under your wing would do what exactly?
I believe he would serve a better purpose.
Serve a better purpose. I have many opinions about such things. All of which I'm sure you know.
That's why I would not ask your opinion if I didn't truly cherish it. And believe that the option was better than the alternatives. Note that I will only move forward with this with your blessing.
We are anarch. You may do so at your own will. But know that any pupil you take will be your responsibility. I will aid you, as I always have.
I understand. Thank you for your input and consideration. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I will call you later once things have been determined.
Thank you.
And he hangs up the phone, puts it back in his pocket. Alright. Noah.
Yeah?
I'm willing to cut you a deal down the middle.
Down the middle.
You will have a new life. And understanding, it'll be granted to you. You will understand the depths of everything that is going on. In return, I would make a point to you that if you take this offer, your brother will become your enemy.
My enemy.
Yes, your enemy.
He's done so much for me already.
He's done nothing for you.
You don't fucking know.
He's warranted your death.
He's my brother.
He kept you alive until he decided to throw you away, Noah.
Yeah, inconvenient. Now.
You mean nothing.
Not to him. But you could to someone.
You're fucking lying.
I wish we were. Oh,
Trust me, this hurts. It hurts a lot. And I feel
Jude
for you.
dropped out of school and went straight to work so that I could go to school instead.
That's when he was mortal.
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 Like you.
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
Means he was still above ground, meaning he was still sucking wind, meaning that he wasn't a walking corpse that just ended up enjoying the tastes of, well, I'd get into the details, but why spoil the surprise?
You're a fucking liar.
Faust,
I'm just dragging him in the truck at this point. He's clearly just gonna keep biding time. And I'm pretty sure if Jude's planning anything, they're waiting to hit us back. You made your decision through indecision. Yeah, kid. You had 2 offers on the table. You didn't take them, so I'm making the decision for you.
Stop!
Don't worry. You're gonna get a chance to talk to Jesus before the end.
You have about 5 seconds. You have until she's finished with whatever she's gonna do to you to make your decision. You can still speak your piece.
Fine, whatever. I don't... Do whatever...
Do you want to die, Noah?
No.
Do you want to work for something better, Noah?
Am
Do
I
you
gonna...
want to understand where your brother has gone, Noah?
Or would you rather just pretend this all didn't happen?
I need to know. I don't believe it.
You will. I promise you that by the end of this, you'll understand everything you want to know, and so much more.
Mr. Stoneford, you do this, he will be your soul.
I am aware.
You're gonna end up
I think
you're gonna
you
invite
forget-
him into more larger of a nightmare than he ever ended up yet going in.
It's
The
his
only
All
thing-
decision.
honesty, comparatively, I'm a mercy.
It's his decision in the end, but I would note that I have been around longer than the 3 of you put together. I'm well aware.
My only warning is I need you to remember. I need you to remember what happened with Sebastian Moore.
I'm aware.
That is what you
Try-
co-signed to in this. That is what you agree to.
All I will tell you, Mr. Buford, is that I know something that you don't.
Fine. Don't matter much to me either way, so you end up here, go ahead.
What I offer to you, Noah, is a chance. Nothing more, nothing less. The other options are obliviation of your past life, tasting tears most Lithian, and living out the rest of your days in blissful ignorance. The other, a death, merciful. Quick, I don't know. But
My
merciful.
patience is wearing thin, so that's actually starting to go very low on the totem pole right now.
Brian
Or-
sticks a thumb in his mouth.
You can choose to embrace the nightmare that your brother put you into. And in that, find both pain and understanding in equal
He
measure.
said he was gonna do it. He needed to know. His mind's made up. I don't think he needs to set the pitch anymore. You can see that he is agitated, like more so than usual.
Then we know what we do. I promise you'll come back from this. And Noel is gonna rapid reflexes over to him, sink his teeth in, and drain him dry.
Which would reduce you to hunger 0. He initially fights it, then kind of melts into the lulls in the ecstasy of the kiss, but as soon as his breath starts to grow shallow, he starts to squirm again. But you drink, and you drink, and you drink, until there is nothing left. This is deliberate.
It is. And I promised him that he'd come back from it. And once I feel his breath cease, I'm going to slice open my palm, and I'm gonna feed him too.
All right.
Now, given the implications of that,
you will receive 4 stains. 3 for the deliberate murder and 1 for the embrace.
I've got my convictions for it.
And we'll settle convictions after the end of the session. But for now...
Actually, as a point of that, due to degeneration, that's a thing that needs to be sorted now.
Oh. So you are in a degeneration state?
Yep, that's why stain reduction is a thing that needs to happen. Happens as you gain them.
Okay. Then what conviction would keep you from going down that road then?
For the murder?
For the murder or for the embrace?
For the murder, because they're two separate stain gains, 3 for the murder, 1 for the embrace.
Mm-hmm.
Let me pull up my convictions so I can actually read them off properly. Perform your actions with conviction. A thoughtless action is a reckless one. I thought this completely through and even gained the advice of my sire before I went through with it. For the other one,
indeed not reckless.
For the other one, a professional's word is their honor. I promised him he'd come back. I told him that he would come back from this. I gave him my word that he would. And I'm holding to that.
Okay, for that, that's going to reduce the 1 stain for the embrace off.
I'm thinking 1 for removing the embrace stain and 1 from the murder, and I'm still taking 2.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. And luckily, given other implications regarding a dark secret of mine,
he has embraced Banu Hakim.
And he's going to be at Hunger 3, because I gave him 2.
You now have yourself a kindred child, Noel Stoneford.
And as the thing happens, once Noah opens his eyes, Noel would offer his hand.
He reflexively takes a breath in, kind of looks at all of you. Okay. So, God, I'm fucking hungry.
I will explain what you've signed up for in totality in a moment. For now, he offers a hand to help Noah up.
And Noah takes your hands.
And Noel pulls him up. Welcome back, Noah.
Yeah, what's going?
Let's just say you're not mortal anymore.
Welcome to the world of the dead.
Brian smiles and
That's it.
shows his fangs.
As does Noel.
What the fuck?
Miss Higgs, we have business to attend to this evening. Most importantly, I want to make sure that you have your opportunity tonight. Shall we?
Yes, you two go and do that. Noah, you and I have a lot of talking to do.
I don't even know your fucking names.
You will in a moment. Patience. Everything will be explained to you.
Okay.
Oh, we better end up getting moving now. Here, we need to find a place a little bit more comfortable to do the explanation. Congratulations, here, Noah. Your brand new Bono Hookem.
Bono Huckum?
Oh boy, there's a lot to go over. Come on inside. We'll sit, we'll talk, and we will then tell you what it is you're going to do.
So that's just it, right? And yours to just order around?
Oh, I'm looking forward to when he finally figures out that he ain't breathing right now.
You're going to find that a lot of things have changed, Mr. Walker. And no, you do right, and you do right by us, and we'll do right by you. Come on inside. We've got a lot to talk about. Mr. Buford? Six.
Have a good evening.
I wish you a good rest of your evening. And Noel is gonna guide Noah inside, because they've got a lot of talking to do.
That they do.
I'm just forward to being a fly on that wall.
In the meantime, Maria and Faust, where are you headed?
Well, my plans went right south.
Don't count your horses just yet.
Yeah, well, unless you got a plan, I'm about to go and end up meeting some of the recruits.
You said there was a dancer.
Yeah, probably in the hospital right now.
Ava's out of a dancer then. I believe this would be a prime time to showcase what we can offer.
I don't think she's gonna want to be anywhere around me, I assure you of that. I'm gonna resettle the spine.
I wasn't speaking about Star.
What you on about?
Let's go take a dip in the homeless population. Speak with Dave.
So, then.
See if we can get you a meal for the evening. You seem to be a bit on the paler side of it.
Well, it's to be expected, I'm dead. But, not gonna lie, part of me that feels like I just got robbed. It's right in my hands and I could just put them in the truck. Just told them, no, fuck right off, move on. But I didn't. Because after all things considered, this is my coterie. I'm not about to let them go without. This is the route he wants to take, then I'm not going to deny him. I think it's dangerous. I think it's stupid. But maybe he does know something I don't. Completely possible. I just know this much right now. I don't know why, but I feel like making something nasty. Something that just gets all this inside out in some way.
Allow me to come with you.
What? You offering to be my little bit of clay, Mr. Buford?
Heavens, no. I find myself too charming for that. Though I'm certain you could make me more.
I can make you more of almost anything I wanted. That's the thing, Mr. Buford. I think that's the realization. I can make anyone or anything exactly how I want it. And now that I know that, I'm still figuring out what to do with it. But I do know this. I would have ended up spending weeks with that kid, making the most beautiful thing your Baron has ever seen. Figure that's what you were going for, right? That's why you put the idea in my head. Looking at an opportunity, it made sense. Hide Noah, the one place that Jude does not want to end up going. Face and memory that ain't his own. And so this way, Jude has to wonder every time he walks past somebody, is that my little baby brother turned into an old woman? Or maybe the crippled veteran that I walked past, or maybe he just sold me the chocolate milk I ended up getting at the corner store. Meanwhile, you getting good with Baron Ventgau zu Altenberger, and they have a trump card to play, and you come out looking all spiffy. That's why you talked to me, wasn't it?
That would be accurate. But I'm foreseeing a particular event. Main
we
thing.
didn't account for Noel.
We didn't. And I suppose his retribution and idea of it is to send the siblings after each other.
Well, let's get going. I need to end up picking up something soon.
I'll happily support you, Miss Hicks.
So, Maria and Faust, where are you off to? And what do you intend to do?
David's encampment. His time's up.
Yep. What Faust is thinking and what he relays to Maria is that Ava is down a dancer. And she is not going to be, well, too accommodating for that. So, just to stay on the good side of things, keep connections clean, we should get her a new dancer. You know, considering the fact that Star won't be around anymore. We'll still retrieve her in the end.
And so you head off just outside the domain to the little encampment that David has been fostering for you. And he does inform you of a couple of people that have shown their potential for the processes in which you have made clear, Maria, that you are looking for people who want to turn their life around or don't really have the means by which to turn their life around. And so you can help them with that. You can give them a fresh start. One of which is a fairly decent looking, if disheveled, young woman. She just looks like she's been living rough, maybe for a short period of time. Her clothing is still in decent order, though with the nights being as cold as they are, she is rather thin. The other is a young man, 30s, down on his luck. It's just a bad point in the economy for him.
Alright. Obviously, I've come by with a little bit of food and what have you.
Yep, enough to go around the very small encampment.
Yeah, well, a few cans of beans ain't much,
But it's enough to go around for the night. Everyone thanks you for your charity.
man, just an angel. I am offering those two a ride. Pull them up for a night, see who they were. Let Faust figure out what he wants to do with them. I am hungry. I'm gonna feed on them before I get to work, I know that much, but,
Both of them look like such tasty morsels. That little bit of grime just adds a little bit of flavor that you're starting to grow more and more fond of.
bring them into the truck. Just get drunk. Let Faust do with the talking. That's what you're good for, right? The man with the plan, the man with the golden tongue and silver spoon up his ass.
The bougie asshole.
I don't use that kind of language, the $3 words.
They're hesitant to join you in your car, but with a little bit of persuasion and a little bit of that Ventru charm, Faust, you really don't have much in the way of a hard time convincing them that you have something in store for them. What that is, they don't know. But they're feeling optimistic.
I tell the woman she will have all the luxuries she could ever possibly imagine. Beauty, charm, men throwing themselves for her. All in the luxury of one of the most prestigious.
She seems a little bit taken aback. I never considered myself something of a club goer.
You'll find that it'll suit your taste far sooner than you believe. Initially, at least. After all, if it pays good, it's all worthwhile.
Yeah, I suppose.
For the man, I tell him that he has a future crime rate. It'll take some time for the arrangements to be settled. And once it's done, we can get him a job, a house. All either of them have to do is just agree and understand. They'll go through some minor changes. They'll still be themselves, still look like themselves. They'll just merely see something else in the mirror. And they will like what they see. Don't think too hard on it.
And so, you take these two to their fate. And what exactly is that fate?
The girl will be a replacement for Star, for Ava's club. The man will be a bartering chip. An exemplification of what we can provide for Baron von Svenkau's. Maria will do what she does, and I will cloud their memories immediately after. They don't have to think too hard about how it's. Just know that things will be better, and they're in good hands from here on out.
Okay. Then, if Maria, you're going to be performing any flesh crafting.
I will. To Faust's exact specifications, but when I do so, I'm going to feed off of the one beforehand. I'm going to take 2 points. So it's going to be a bugger, but flesh crafting. I'm gonna rouse the blood.
All right.
Rouse success, and so I'm gonna add that as a modifier, and then I'm gonna go. Okay, that's gain, and with resonance, that is +3.
Ooh. This first one is immaculate. Idyllic. Perfection. Precise. Even the little pained noises coming out of this person are minimal. While you maybe indulge in some of those a little bit, but sometimes it's nice to work on a quiet subject. They're fairly quiet. And it seems to go as perfectly as you could have hoped. You're really starting to get the hang of this.
I presume that this meets your specifications.
It does indeed. Positively stunning.
All right. Now to the other one. Rouse to increase. Rouse. I will feed on them for 2. Back
Okay.
to hunger 1. Wow. You know what? I'm gonna put a little bit of willpower behind it. I want to put a little bit of kick. Nope, nothing. Still 6 successes, but I was hoping I'd what? Maybe Maria's
Hoping you'd do
ego
a
was
crit.
getting in the way.
A little bit of you were hoping for that bit of
Pushing for
perfection.
that
There was
crit, yeah.
there's a bit of a hiccup in the administrations that you were performing, but nothing you couldn't overcome. Veronica described the way that she crafted her own flesh was like a scalpel, and that you utilized your transformations much like a sledgehammer, but now it's almost as if you're a potter with clay, spinning them on a wheel and molding a beautiful vase out of both of them. They're exactly what you want, with little to no effort. And so, you set to putting these two to work in the way that you see fit, informing the woman that she is now going to be a stripper. That is where you can get her a job.
Well, she definitely has all the tools she'll ever need. I'll have to find out.
And so, the two of you take your new little gems to those who you intend to bestow them upon. For now, Noel, is there something that you would like to do with your new childer?
Yes.
Ray and Brian would still be at the house. So,
Good.
They're available to you should you need them.
Good. Because, Brian, you're going to be here as an illustrative point. So will Ray. And Noah would direct Noah to have a seat at the table.
And he would.
Let me start this off with what will most likely be one of the most shocking pieces of news you have ever heard. You were dead.
But I'm not.
Raise your hand to your heart.
And he does.
And there's no heartbeat, obviously.
What? What the fuck?
I have brought you into a world of nightmares.
Shit.
You are now kindred.
What does that mean?
Kindred go by another name in mortal society. And he spreads his lips into a smile, showing off his fangs. You are a vampire.
No shit.
I joke you not. You hunger for human blood. That thing roiling around in your stomach.
Yeah,
It hungers for blood.
I am pretty hungry.
Yes, and if I hadn't given you if I had given you less than what I did, you would most likely be running around in a starving frenzy. That is something to be avoided.
Okay.
Now, let me share with you some basics. About what it is that you are, and how you'll get around from now on. You are now nocturnal. You sleep during the day, you are awake during the night.
Oh, shit.
Don't worry, the requisite arrangements can be made as far as your schooling is concerned.
I already registered for classes, dude.
We can pull some strings. Don't worry about it. This is because if you go out in the sun, you will die. Painfully.
Again.
Yes. You will turn to ash. Because the sun will set you on fire.
So I guess it's safe to assume that anything I've heard about vampires is true.
Some things.
I think I'm just going to assume that all of it until proven otherwise. Seems like a good bet, right?
There are some things that are different between kindred. For example, some of us, but not all of us, have the garlic allergy. Some of us, but not all of us, have an allergy to silver, and so on and so forth. We will do the requisite tests to make sure to find out what your unique traits are.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to give you a list of some things that you will not do under any circumstance. If you do these things, you will die. Specifically, I will feed you to him. And he gestures to Brian.
Wait, what?
Brian smiles real big and shows his fangs.
Wait. So, I'm dinner.
No. Only if you do
Not
these
yet.
things. And I think, for your best interests, and for what I have offered you, you won't do these things. For starters, you tell no more. Will tell no one, no mortal, of your new nature. You do not reveal that you were kindred, under any circumstance. That's a little bit easier said than done. I understand that, and leniency will be given. But you can't simply go up to a regular person and be like, "Oh, I'm a vampire." It's
Why
a bad
not?
idea. Because you will be hunted and killed. Violently. Mainly, you will be set on fire.
Fire bad.
Fire bad. Fire very bad.
Okay.
Next. This is a recommendation. If you can avoid it, under any circumstance, if you can avoid it, do not drink the blood of another kindred.
But he just said he would feed me to him.
That's something unique to me and you, which I will discuss in a moment.
What makes... Why are we... What?
Save your questions until my explanation is finished.
You're very wordy, so...
Allow me to put it to you like this. You and I, we're of the same bloodline. We share a set of traits.
Okay.
Certain abilities that we can learn.
Uh-huh.
However, we also share certain weaknesses. Specifically, the consumption of the blood of another kindred can cause us to go insane. Don't do it. Is it understood?
Cool.
Now, feeding. Make sure you don't take too much. Humans only have a limited amount of blood, and if you take too much too fast, they will bleed out and die. Bodies are expensive to clean up.
Wait. Bodies? As in, you've done that before?
Many a time. Although, you are the first that I have brought back in this manner. Speaking of, well, no, I'm just not going to mention that. You don't need to know how to do it.
Okay.
Now, for all the glum, you are, for everything that it is, that you drink the blood of humans, that you have this thing inside you now that demands to be fed, you do gain certain, shall we say, benefits. For example,
Mm-hmm.
you will not go down to conventional weaponry. You could get shot and continue moving.
That sounds like a bad time.
Oh, it hurts. Most definitely. I have been shot, and yes, it does hurt.
Shit.
But
Nope.
therein lies the other thing.
No, thank you.
If you do get hurt, this stuff that runs through your veins now, you could force it to patch you up. It can make you hungrier. That hunger can get bigger if you do that. That's why you need to keep yourself fed. But you can patch yourself up if need be.
So everything
But
kind of
also-
revolves around that then.
Yes, keeping yourself fed and making sure that you don't become the monster that lurks inside you.
Well, okay.
Now, as Miss Higgs had said, although she didn't say it correctly, she said Banu Hakam. The correct pronunciation is Banu Hakim.
Banu Hakim.
A more archaic name that you may hear is Clan Assamite.
Clan.
This is your clan,
Okay.
a thing that we share.
Banu Hakam.
And when in reference to me, I am what is known as your sire. I am the one who sired you into the clan.
Okay.
And you, my child. There is so
I'm
much
like
more.
your son or something now? Even though we're not really related?
Somewhat, yes. But now you are like this. I have some bad news for you.
Oh, great.
Your brother, he's like us.
Like us how? Like kindred, or are we talking about Banu
Kindred.
Hakams?
Kindred. He is of Clan La Sombra, but you will learn more about the other clans and the things that they can do as I teach you.
La Sombra sounds Spanish.
I believe it is, actually. But, yes. What I'm going to do for you is this. I will teach you how to use your new abilities. I will teach you everything that you need to know about existing like this. And in return, you will join us. We will look after you if you look after us.
I guess I really don't have a choice anymore, huh?
You made your decision. You did dig your grave, and you should lie in it. This will put you at loggerheads with your brother, I hope you know. But it means I can go into detail about specifically why it is that he abandoned you like he did. And I can point you in the direction of the woman who caused it.
I'm pretty sure I already know.
You remember the reference of Angel?
Yeah, I've met the angel. The angel of death.
She is the reason Jude abandoned you. She is his sire. as far as I am aware. She is the reason Jude became as he is. She is the reason that Jude decided to abandon you.
I still have a hard time believing that.
You might, but why would I lie to you? Now that I have granted you power, at a price, of course, a very steep price. But now that I have granted you power and new life, why would I lie to you? Why would I deny you the chance to get the knowledge that you were seeking?
I don't know.
It's counterintuitive, is it not?
I mean,
if
you're
truly thought
truly
you could be my
trying to like
opponent,
entrap me or manipulate me or do some other bullshit.
you see, I don't need to do that.
Don't you?
No. Because you see, and Noel would reach out and gently place his finger against Noah's chest, just above his heart. What flows through this now? It would do everything I needed to and more without me even raising a finger.
Ray pipes up. He gets into some weird shit. I don't understand it.
No, but your job isn't to understand it.
No,
Right?
not really.
But this existence that I've given you now, I'm giving you a chance to get some answers from your brother. Note, though, that he will most likely attempt to kill you, as I fear that at the behest of his sire, he has thrown away his connections to you, to anyone else that he cared about.
I don't really want to be at odds with him.
He will not give you a choice. And for that, Noah, I'm sorry. From the bottom of my heart. Just know that this was his decision. I'm simply the catalyst that has transformed you into something that will give you the chance to do something about it. Because your options were either live in blissful ignorance of somebody else or die.
Both of which would mean that I'd never seen Jude again.
And you would never be able to ask him why.
At
And
least,
as I said,
maybe this way I can convince him to come back.
I doubt that he will, if I am being truthful with you. But the difference is now is that at the very least, you have a chance.
You don't know
You have
him
a
like
chance
I
to
do.
ask him. I don't have to. And over the next little while, I will show you why that is. As you learn what I have learned. But I don't believe he's going to give you the chance. Frankly, I don't think he's interested in coming back. You see, Angel has placed into him the ideas and tenets of a cult of nihilism. He worships the void,
The void.
the concept of nothingness. And in the case of Clan La Sombra, specifically their unique ability to manipulate the shadows. When you've seen him, have you seen the shadows flicker about his person? Maybe they distend, distort slightly. Have you seen him not use technology anywhere near as much?
Yeah, he doesn't answer his phone nearly that much, and when it is, it's kind of staticky, garbled.
That is because of what he is.
Usually just shows up on my doorstep in the middle of the night.
And when he's shown up, as I said, have you seen the shadows of the darkness around him distort in any fashion? Maybe it grows a bit darker.
The room always seems a little darker and colder, but I just thought that was my power.
That's him.
My apartment has shitty electricity anyway.
That's him. His supernatural influence.
An angel did this to him.
Yes.
Why would she do that to him?
I don't know. Maybe
She took
when
him
we
away.
encounter her, you could ask her why. But I will tell you from the outset that both your brother and Angel have sinned greatly.
I don't know why, but every time you say something like negative about either one of them, I just want to punch you in the face.
You'll get used to that.
You have a very punchable looking face.
You're not the first one to tell me that, you won't be the last. In fact, I hear it at least once a week from her. And he jabs a thumb at Ray. Isn't that right, Ray?
Yeah. I'm gonna kind of like it, though. So, I still want to punch it.
Who doesn't?
But
requires effort.
Ray, myself, and Brian here, the two that left, Maria, Faust. We're a family, of a sort. The technical term is coterie, but we're a family of a sort. And now that I've sired you and changed you into one of us, that puts you under my care. You do right by us, and we will do right by you. You need food? We'll help you hunt. Or you need to get something, you want to get something done? Maybe you find someone who takes your fancy and you wish to help them. Or you get placed into a situation much like this one that puts us at loggerheads with someone else. Or maybe you make an enemy and someone comes after you. we'd offer ourselves up to help. And the only thing that we would expect is that you do the same.
Kind of a tit for tat situation.
Exactly.
Well, I don't really want to be a burden, so
Not at all. I will put you up somewhere. I'll put you up in a place for a night. And for a day, rather. And after that, we will get to work on teaching you the basics of how to exist. How to hunt.
yeah, this is a lot to take in.
There is a lot to take in.
Most importantly, remember to do as he says and I won't eat you.
He doesn't want to have to.
Right. That almost... That's weird.
We live by blood. Y'all can eat on mortals. Me not so much.
Is that
I'm
like the
thing he's
equivalent of
warning you about.
cannibalism or some shit?
Essentially, yes. See, I feed on
That's...
our own kind. I
That...
don't feed on kindred.
I don't know
Y'all
how to
eat
feel about
mortals.
that. I don't know how to feel about any of this.
It's a lot to take in. I mean,
I need time to process.
That's to say nothing of Ray.
I'm just here.
Well, I mean, do you want to tell them about the containers in the fridge?
No, those are mine.
Stay out of them.
Yes, don't go into the containers in the fridge. Trust me. You don't want to. You don't want to go into those.
Noted.
But I will teach you. I will guide you. And we'll learn what you're capable of. And once we have, we'll find Jude. And you'll get your answers. Does that sound good?
Sure.
Right. Well, I want you to stay here. Brian, if you could take care of him for a moment. You are still rather hungry, and unfortunately, waking up in the evenings can be a rather taxing effort. So I'm going to go ahead and source you something to drink. It's going to taste awful.
Okay.
Good. Hopefully it'll do the trick. And I am gonna go hunting using the bagger type.
Alright. The bagger feeding type. That would be an intelligence streetwise, if I remember correctly.
It is.
Is there some place to source this locally? That is your hunting role.
And we are currently chase 3, so I'm looking for 4.
Yes.
That's 4.
Alright. You make your way down to the little blood bank branch that you know about. There's not really a hospital nearby, but you know of a place where the blood bank kind of occasionally operates and has, people regularly come in for samples and whatnot and full-on donations. So without too much effort, you're able to sneak in and swipe a bag and quickly and silently
Silence
exit.
of death is great.
Silence of death is great. Quickly and silently pull a bag. Nobody's gonna miss it.
No, I make sure to grab a blood type that won't be missed. One of the ABs, because they're really difficult to work. Like, what are the ABs? The one that's that could only be used for other AB negatives.
Do you have the medicine to know which one is which?
They would be labeled because this is a blood bank.
Well, of course they'd be labeled, but
I have medicine 1 int 4, so that's a 5 dice pool for int medicine.
okay. Yeah, then yeah, you'd be fairly certain about how blood types work. And what's the most common and what would be missed, and you know.
O types are really the most important. So
yeah.
So O types are left. I grab one of the ABs, and we go to, and I return back to the coterie house, and much like I've done before, I even grab a straw from the kitchen drawer and pop it into the bag like a macabre Capri Sun, and offer it to him. Drink up. It's gonna taste awful. Nothing beats the real deal, trust me, but it's to make sure that you don't wake up tomorrow in a crazed state.
So, in that case, I would like you to make me call a high or low, because this will be deciding one of his merits.
Low.
A low. If you called it right, he has Iron Gullet.
Thank you, Spectre. Thank you for that. It's the lowest you could be. He's got Iron Gullet.
This kid has Iron Gullet. Congratulations on calling that one.
And Noel kind of just gets... It's gonna taste awful.
Foul.
But it's getting the job done, right?
That is disgusting.
If it's getting the job done, right? You don't feel that thing in the pit of your stomach so much?
It's a little... And it's satisfying a little bit. Yeah.
Good. Good. That's the important part. Now, I'm not going to go through too much more tonight. There's so much to go through.
Yeah, I think I need time to process what you have told me. You've told me a lot, wordy boy.
There is much to learn. One final thing. If you have to interact with models, this stuff in your veins can simulate life, if need be. Body warmth, heartbeat, that sort of thing. You just gotta think about it doing so. Don't do it too often. It'll make you hungry. But just in case. Alright?
Right. Okay.
Right. So now with all of that out of the way, I'm not going to talk any more about that tonight. Instead, Noah, tell me a bit about yourself.
Well, most of it you probably already know. I'm, just getting into college. It's my first year. Only really doing basics, haven't really decided on a major yet.
Alright. I mean, I've been to I've been to college. Majored in theology.
Theology? What for?
Because it turns out that a lot of that knowledge has become exceptionally useful over the past several years. But I always enjoyed mythological stories and logical breakdowns of faith and other such constructs.
Huh.
And honestly, if we wanna cut to black here, because it's just gonna be Noel asking Noah questions about himself and sharing a little bit about.
Yep. Which would likely be defining points of his character sheet, even. So I do still need to do that. But it would mean that should you all decide to reconvene, you may, or we can call the session here.
There is one thing that Faust is going to do. At some point, Maria and Faust stop at a gas station. Maria's filling up the tank in her truck, the two in the back. Faust gets out of the vehicle. He just walks down the street a little bit. Just out of earshot. He calls Anna. A direct line. Hello, Miss Parker.
Wow. It's been a long time. Where you been?
Oh, busy. Busy.
Missed you over the holiday.
I missed you too. I've actually been starting a shelter. Believe it or not. It's been a bit of a process getting it ran up, but it kind of has me at the grips with that.
Ain't that always the way?
How about you and I go ahead and go for dinner sometime? My treat.
An actual date?
That's right. Been thinking about it for some time. Like I said, things are busy.
Yeah, I'd like that a lot.
Wonderful. But there is another reason why I called tonight.
Always is.
I need to make an anonymous report to the precinct.
About what?
Pretty recently, my business has been getting some threats. Remember a couple weeks ago how there was someone stalking me?
Yeah.
Hasn't stopped.
Thought you said it did.
It seemed so. For a time. It died down for a bit. Oh, it's back up.
You really should be careful.
Trying to be. I have a name, though. I'd like to report a terrorist. An armed individual. Goes by the name Jude Walker.
I believe that is where we're going to complete this session for tonight. Seems like a very appropriate way to end, given everything. So, thank you to my players for joining us today in all of this lovely playing.
This is only session 3 of this fucking season, dude.
Now it's session 2.
Who?
Session 2.
Who?
No fucking way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going hardball.
Oh.
I have a child now.
You
I have
do.
plans.
You do.
I just fucking SWAT doxed someone. That's what happened.
By the way, porn. Promote tonight. Check.
Wait, I'm sorry, what? Did I hear that right?
On promote tonight. Check.
Check.
Oh.
Promoted a pawn to a knight.
I've had plans. I've had plans.
Oh.
And they're all coming to fruition.
I was about to ghoul him.
No. No, I have plans for this one.
Jeez, does everybody want that ass?
Everybody want that ass.
Noah Walker is very much wanted. Oh my
Dude.
god.
Dude, this is uncomfortable.
Oh no.
Drink yet.
1 minute.
Coffee.
Yeah.
It just occurred to me.
Yes.
Noah was originally Angel's target. Noah was Angel's ghoul.
Noah was Angel School.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
You stole a ghoul, bruh.
Yeah.
You started a fucking shitstorm, my dude.
It was gonna happen either way, but something was coming down the
You
pipe,
weren't going to
so
be able to
yeah.
successfully ghoul him because he had already been ghouled. But
Yeah.
He's gone.
Brian was unaware of that. Brian was gonna try and ghoul him.
I just realized lethality up and left.
oh yeah,
He said he'd be right back.
he turned his light on. So, but
Oh, he's coming back. I gotta tell him. Lethality. Lethality. Get your fucking headphones on. Lethality.
Yes.
Yeah.
Noah Walker was Angel's ghoul.
Was. I just let her know that I did something bad and she's gonna be coming for me. And that's good, because that's exactly what I want. Because as soon as she appears, I'm going to cut her fucking head off.
See, I'm gonna make it even better. Faust just SWAT doxed.
Yes,
Jude.
what docs to Jude?
That's what's
You
gonna
think that-
happen as soon as
Trust
that
me.
sunlight
You did-
hits through the door.
Trust me, with how Angel acted, you think she didn't have her eye on Noah? I knew there was something up there.
Excellent.
Because
All right.
remember, I'm one of the 2 characters of the coterie who's actually physically met Angel and seen her interact.
Oh, good point.
it's
I've
true.
had this thought since then.
It's true.
Fuck.
Knowles
We're
kind of
fucking-
Knowles kind of got the dynamic of Jude, Noah, and Angel all figured out.
Damn.
Now, I do need to make this quick as I have to go do shopping and whatnot, and we have storms coming in.
Uh,
So,
yes,
first things first, I have to resolve some stains.
yes, you do. So
Yes.
roll
Remorse.
your remorse,
I succeed.
and I'm gonna set up a poll because I don't know if Bert. Oh, is Black Wolf here? Black Wolf, are you here? If you are, set up a poll, please. I love your face, please. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Also,
Appreciate
Maddie
you.
raid for the end.
Yeah.
Maddie coming in with the party at 28.
Maddie Raid. Maddie also donated bits earlier today, so thank you so much to everybody who
Yes.
who jumped on early tonight, and we got up to the September subscription goal. So we beat that for the end of the month. I was hoping to get 20 subs by the end of the month, so thank you all for your
go.
subscriptions.
Congratulations, CoffeeCat.
Yay.
Yay! Thank you, everybody. Everybody who supports the channel with a follow, with bits, all of that stuff goes on the end credits. So you guys will all be there in the end screen. But as far as player experience, actually, Noel, did you succeed on your
did.
remorse?
I did. Roll a 7.
You are still Humanity 7, my guy. How are you doing this?
Because judgment comes for everyone.
It's true. It's true. It's true. You
So,
lucky dick. But yes, we're moving on to if you have fulfilled your desires and recovered willpower, please do that. And who moved our plot?
Gotta give it to Faust.
yeah.
It's I'm gonna argue it's kind of a tie between Faust and Noel on this one. We kind of worked on through like two angles on how this happened.
I'm gonna roll for it. Fail.
No, you convinced me. You convinced me.
Pass. I give it to Faust. And this goes to Noel.
Nice.
I mean,
Is it me?
yeah.
I'm gonna give it to Noel. You convinced me. Because while it was Faust's plot, for the most part, you did a maneuver that turned the whole thing on its head.
Mm-hmm.
A little
And I
bit.
want to reward that.
Yeah. Then
Thank you kindly.
that one goes to lethality for playing Noel, as he did. So who had our best scene?
I give that one to Noel as well. I think for obvious reasons.
I mean, you can state those obvious reasons.
The fact that he embraced and then all of a sudden ended up having this. I have another idea. There's a third option. I can embrace him. Yeah, like that's gonna work. No, I'm serious. Shit.
Everyone
Wait,
process.
the level 7 individual did the embrace?
That's a pretty good one.
That's Banu Hakim number 3 in the city. So
Yes. So, who is the vote going to? Because I actually must away so that I can go get stuff done before this storm gets too bad.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna give that one to Noel as well.
No.
All right. And best line.
Do what he tells you, and I won't eat you.
Yeah. I'm going to be buying Ishtar's Touch 2, just by the by. I am going to agree with Brian there, but I need to jump off.
Okay.
So if I get
You
any
take
extra
care.
XP, I get extra XP. Let me know. But yes, gotta go do the thing.
If
Looks
you
like you have the audience so far.
if you want, since it's gonna mess with the webcams, I can boot you from the call when we're done.
Yeah, if you could please.
Yeah, I can do that.
You guys could look at my room.
All right. Well,
Very saturated.
there you are.
Okay.
So are you guys all deciding that it was Brian that had the best line?
Yep.
I can go behind that, yeah.
Okay.
I had a few, but nothing I want to contest with. Nothing where I'm like, no, this is clearly better.
Mm-hmm. All right, then Brian it is. And so we're just waiting on the audience vote, and if Noel ends up winning that one, I'll go ahead and put that on his sheet for him too. But how do you guys feel about the session tonight?
I was happy.
Shit.
It's only
This is only 2?
Session 2 of the 3rd season, you guys are going ham.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Your Iconoclasts
We're making moves.
making money moves.
Well, we got a heavily proactive player base ahead who finally finding its gear.
Yeah. It's true facts.
Holy shit.
I love you guys.
Okay.
I feel really good about this season so far.
Oh, good.
I feel a bit conflicted, but it's just me.
I'm pretty conflicted too. No, don't get me wrong. Like, basically, when Noel stood up and said, "I'm gonna embrace Noah," Faust's feelings on that were so fucking intense in me. Like, it was hard to keep a straight face. The way it felt in Faust's mind, there was so much struggle with Sebastian,
Oh, yeah.
and everything about it turned out so wrong, so horrible for all parties.
Noel was feeling some guilt about that.
Faust doesn't feel like
Or
he did.
Faust was feeling some guilt about Sebastian, yeah.
Yeah, he didn't feel like he did any of that justice, any of that situation. None of it. It is probably one of those one things. Don't fuck up like this ever again. Ever. But ultimately, it wouldn't have happened if he never embraced. If he never embraced Sebastian more. And that's where he stands on the embrace in general, is now understanding to a great detail it only causes more complications. It is better to let humans remain humans in the long run. It will always be better to do that.
Brian honestly
Faust learned a very hard lesson about Sebastian, that as a Ventru, your decision it is your decision about everything. What you allow and don't allow, what you do and don't do, it's ultimately you.
Faust, that's why Faust spoke up when he did to Noel. Don't forget Sebastian more. Don't forget what happened there. That was Faust relaying to Noel. That is the probable consequence for Noah in the future.
Mm-hmm. That is a probable consequence.
And that's going to have to be on you.
And this season is entitled Consequences.
Yep. God. The choices we make and don't.
I was going to...
And have made and have not.
I was going to cry, y'all. I was going to cry. That's how intense that emotion was. I was having to access my real life...
Mm-hmm. I love how you emote, though. I just love how much this party, just this cast of mine, just emotes, because you all are wonderful about it. It just makes me so happy that I can get you guys in the feels.
Dang it, I was gonna.
And you get each other in the feels too.
I wanted to try and talk to Noah while Noah was away, but that whole scene just bled into one thing and poof.
I think we should let Brian take some light next session. I'm gonna be honest. We don't give him enough spotlight.
We do. We don't. We need to give Brian some time. So let's do a date.
Alright.
A date between Brian and Maxine.
Oh, God.
At some point, Brian wants to see Katja that night, too.
Coffee, I'm sorry, but I'm going to head out right now because I'm literally falling asleep with my eyes open.
That's okay. We're about ready to finish up anyway. So
I'm going to head out. Thank you all very much for the session.
I'll boot you from the...
Fantastic.
I'll boot you from the call if you just want to shut off or just cover your webcam or something.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Noel wins the audience vote.
It's all to Noel tonight. Just about all of it.
Noel, yay! Noel gets it. I'm gonna go add that to his sheet really quick. But yes, thank you both of you, so much for joining all of us. We are I'm just so happy to have you guys as my players. I am. And
I'm so happy to be a part of this.
I'm happy too.
Yeah.
Coffee, I have grown as a player so games. Thank you for the opportunity.
Of course. Of course. So I'm just adding that to Noel's character sheet so that it's updated. And that concludes San Antonio by Night for tonight. I have a character sheet to make for our lovely new kindred in San Antonio, Noah.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be some stuff that I do off stream. But since we don't really have any shout-outs tonight, we're gonna go ahead and say good night to everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and we will be back next week with episode 3, where we get to see more of these consequences come to fruition. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Sleep well, Jude Walker.